Hello and welcome to How to rapAmod. Today we're going to do the Smok H-Priv. Unusual name, but there you go. And I'm going to put a printed wrap onto it. That's Demon Wraps, my partner in crime. So here we go. It's not the easiest to put on because of the way the button is cut out. And I had two options. I could have made it join here at the front, but then they'd have been small and chances of them coming off. So I've had it join at the back. There may be a very slight gap. I've made it as small as I can because you don't want it overlapping. If it overlaps, then it's going to catch and not feel nice in the hand. Right, here we go. Start by taking off the main section gently without stretching it, and what we're going to do is where the cutout is for the fire button, right at the top in that corner there, that's where we're going to aim for. And what I've been doing is turn the wrap like that, and now look down and you want to line up with that corner and across the top, looking down. What you want is just a very slight gap so that it's not overhanging. See, if it overhangs, there's a chance that you're going to be catching it and it'll start to lift. So just a very slight gap, and hopefully you'll be able to see just a very slight gap so you can just see the mod when you're looking straight down at it. And now what we want to do is lift up almost all the way, and then from the center we're going to smooth it down around that side. And if you look across the top, it should be virtually level. It does look as though it's slightly off, which, yeah, I can see there I've got very little gap there and a bit more of a gap there, so I am slightly on the piss. But if that happens, then gently pull the wrap back up, and you need to make sure that your little pieces across here don't get stuck, because if you stretch them you're knackered, because as it goes around to the other side it won't line up. That looks a little bit better, maybe a bit more. Right, all I'm doing is just easing the wrap to where I want it. I'll take that bit off because it's doing my head. Right, when you've got it so it appears level, then smooth it down again. There we go. It's looking quite level now. Right, now as you come around here, don't pull it. You're just being really gentle with it, keeping it in line. The same with the bottom. If you stretch these little bits at the bottom, when you get round to the other side it won't line up. If that does happen, the only thing I could suggest is that you cut it. Just cut there and there, then line up the other side and then bring it round, so you'll end up with a join there, there and at the back. But that's if you stretch it, just try not to. Now bring this round and hopefully that lines up pretty well. Does look as though it could do with going slightly up a little. Now, if you want to adjust this side, you do need to be careful not to stretch it too much. Just level it up. Now, there we go. That is about as level as I'm gonna get it, because the mod, or at least this one anyway, is uneven. Here, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, this top section doesn't fit flush, and over here you can see that doesn't fit flush neither. So what that makes is that this part has a slightly smaller circumference or diameter, whatever you want to call it, than what this does, which then throws the wrap off slightly. I've tried to compensate for it, but it's that hit and miss. It's unbelievable. I mean, it does look like it's overlapping a little, and what you can do is bring it round and just add pressure, and what you want to do is just try and line it up as best as you can. There is a bit of a gap at the top. That actually looks shit, doesn't it? Right. Bloody thing. Right. Bring it back up. Line it up there. So I'm now lined up at the top. I mean, it is vinyl, so it will stretch. You do have to be careful, but try and take your time, or take your time, whatever. Still a bit more of a gap. Right, so what I'm going to do is I want to close this top edge up a little bit, so I've just lifted it up and I'm adding pressure to it as I pull it, and now bring it round. Now smooth that down, trying to keep a nice even gap. There we go, that's got it. There is a gap, you know, like I said, there has to be a gap. If it overlaps, you're gonna catch it, you know, as you're using it, and it'll just drive you crazy. Then it'll start to lift and it just becomes, you know, horrible. So there we go. It's a nice even gap. It has took a little bit of playing around to get it like that, but there we have it. If you look around it, yeah, looking quite smart, I think. Right, next, a vape. Oh, that's better. Right, your button. Come on. Right, this, what you want to do, the same corner where we started, you want to tuck it right the way in, and then get that level down the side, right, and just with your nail, just make sure it's level, and then just work it round, just from the center up and down, work it round nicely. And when you get to this side, you may find that it seems as though it's a little bit too long. But all you do, get your nail and push it down, because there is a gap just down there in between the button and the case. There is a gap, so I've tried to make it so that it will fit under there, and just smooth it down. And now presses, doesn't stick, doesn't catch. If you move it from side to side, you can see that there's still a bit of play there, so it's not causing a tight fit or anything, and looks pretty damn good. If you want to take a little bit more time over it, you can, on the side where you start, slightly get that underneath as well, and then when you get that side, that will be slightly underneath, and it just all look good. And works no problem at all. There is a little bit of a gap at the bottom where you can still see a little bit of the fire button, and that has to be like that because of this radius here. The way the button is, it's slightly into that radius, but you can hardly see it, so it doesn't really matter. Right, top section. Just line up with your 510 connection, line up with your button, and smooth it down, smooth it round the screen. I haven't cut that out. I don't know why people or the manufacturers still put an airflow there, you know. But if you want, you can get your nail and press it down into that, and it will follow the shape. Right, the bottom, get your first piece, line it up with the USB port. These two little taily leg things. How long these will stay on, I don't know. I mean, these are just, you know, tiny little strips along here. There's that. Now the next piece, if we just put that centralish, levelish, nowhere near level. There we go. That's a bit more level than what it was. There's the bottom done. There you go. Like I said, a little bit of a gap there, but I'm happy with that. Looks good. Looks pretty smart, to be honest. Yeah. Hopefully you've got no air bubbles. All fits nice. There you go. Thank you.